Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Sandy if you are new, and today I am working in my winter junk journal. I am trying to finish up February, and today I am working in this page, and it has beautiful flowers on the left hand side and leaves, but the right hand side of the page is white. So I thought I'd play around with black backgrounds today, and I'm using this music stamp. I really love this stamp. I believe I purchased it at Hobby Lobby, and I got it when it was 40% off. And I'm using black soot is the color. It's a Tim Holtz Distress Oxide color. And some of the things I kind of want to highlight and share with you all in working with backgrounds is it's important to remember that they're in the background, so they don't need to be prominent, and you don't want them to be the focal point per se. So this music notes and music lines, I think, are a good background to use. So I'd just like to, say thank you to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate your all support, and I would really appreciate it if folks would comment down below. I wanted to show you this spine dangle that I've made so far. It has a spine charm from Patchwork Paper Co. And then I also have a keychain from Come Far Away, and it's the musical my husband and I went to see. And that musical was fantastic, you all. If it comes to your town, I highly recommend it. It's about a town, Gander, Newfoundland, and what happens on 9/11, 2001. It is so, so good. And then the Patchwork Paper Co. Check her out on Instagram. Her spine dangles she makes, I just absolutely love them. I think they're so pretty. So now I'm trying to decide what I want to do on this page in addition to the background that I've done thus far. And this packet here, I'll try to remember where I purchased it. I can't remember, but I've had it in my stash for a while, so I'm really trying to start using up my stash. So here I'm just kind of looking through the items in there and seeing which ones I might like, um, to use on this particular page. I also have a couple tags that I made, and so I thought that I might use one of those for my journaling, but I haven't quite decided. So I'm just kind of flipping through here, trying to decide what I might use. And I'm setting the ones that interest me kind of up there to the top of the page, and the ones I'm most likely not going to use over there to the right. And it helps me to kind of look through these items and figuring out what I want to decorate and put on the page. And what I normally try to do is before I work on a page, I go through my stash and think about, well, what things do I think tonal wise, color wise would look good with the page that I'm working on. And so that's what I am doing right here. I would love it if you would leave a comment down below. Let me know what other videos you might want to see, and tell me a little bit about yourself. I'd really like to get to know you all and interact with you all some more. Next, I have a couple pieces from the Daphne Diaries planner from 2021, and that postcard was one of them. And I'm thinking about maybe using that. I'm just working on getting my workspace a little organized there. And I also have, I pulled out the March page from last year's planner, and I was looking at some of the images on there, and I decided that I'm just going to wait until my March signature gets started and use that over there on that page. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to use. I have these two packs that I got from Stationery Pal, and I got these a while back. They were having a clearance sale, and I got them on clearance. And it's a big stack of small little, that sounds funny, but it's a bunch of little bitty papers, and they're already collaged and already have colors on them. And you can just pull them out and see if there's something that'll work for the page. So I've never bought those types of things before, but it was on clearance and I liked it. So you can see here I'm still trying to collect and select out some items that I am going to use on the page. These tags, I think I got them in a Your Creative Studios kit last year. So I'm just kind of going through those and see which ones I might like to use on this particular page. And I've decided I'm probably going to use this tag to journal on the back because I don't really have a whole lot to say about this particular day. I apologize here. I thought I had the camera on. I was working on the background some more, and I have this paint. It's called Balmy Night, and it's by Dilutions, and the stencil is also a Dilutions stencil. And if you haven't checked out Dilutions, I would highly recommend it. Her paints and her ink sprays are very high quality, and her stencils are fabulous as well. And so I just used that one stencil there with the line with the two kind of circles on the end of each line, and added that around in threes on the page. And then I used my heat gun to dry it, and I did it in threes because it's really good for the eye if you're doing some sort of feature on your page or in the background. The rule of three is a good rule to follow, and your eye, it travels across those three and it kind of connects the page. So now I'm trying to decide. I'm going to have a small little pocket to put my tag into. So I'm deciding on using this piece here. And one tip I want to share is when I buy ephemera pieces like this, I will scan them on my computer or my printer scanner into my computer, and I will that way before I use them, and that way I have another resource so I can use it, and then I know I can print it out on a piece of copy paper or some heavier cardstock paper and be able to use it again. So it's a way to stretch your supplies. You don't want to do that necessarily if you're selling things, but for your own personal use, it's good to do that. So here I was thinking of using the bigger side of this particular tag, but then I noticed it was covering up the paint feature that I did in the background. And so I was trying to debate if I wanted to cover that up or not, and I opted to go with not covering it up in the smaller side of that paper. And now I'm trying to figure out what else I want to put down there. I feel like something else is needed. So I went back to the stationery pack here and pulled that back out from Stationery Pal, and looked through there to try to find something that had a good coloring that would go with the page. And I really liked this one that had the blue and the green on it. Those tones went nicely with the color of the leaves on the left hand side. So that was the winner that I decided to go with. I'm still, having the urge to play around with my paints and with my gel mediums and my stencils. So I decided to take one of my stencils that has some birds on them, and I got my gel medium out, gel matte medium, and I thought I'm going to put that on this pocket here, and just to give it another layer of texture and another layer of dimension. Now, if you don't have gel medium, you could use paint instead, or if you have a stamp, you could use a stamp, or stickers if you just have some stickers. Just something, that you might want to use to add some another layer or another feature on top of that pocket. If you haven't tried the gel matte medium, it's a fun thing to pick up. And like this jar, I bought it probably 2 years ago, and I still have over half of it left. Now, I was doing a lot more mixed media and art journaling then, so I haven't used it as much, but it doesn't really go bad. And here I'm just taking some washi tape to tape down the stencil to keep it steady, so it doesn't slide while I'm trying to put this on. And then another thing that I recommend is using an old credit card or an old hotel room key, and it helps you kind of smooth that into the stencil, and you get a nice, good, even coverage there. And I'm just doing that corner of the bird and then a little bit of the branches. And then I am going to dry it with my heat gun so that I can, work on the page a little bit quicker than letting it air dry. And once I finish that, I make sure I take any of the excess gel medium and put it back into the jar because you don't want to waste it. And it's also really important to wash off your stencil as quickly as possible. So see, I really like that look that's on the pocket. Now as it dries, it's going to get a little bit more clear. And if you don't like that it's a little bit more translucent or clear, you can always add a little bit of ink or something on the top to kind of highlight it a little bit more. And a lot of people will have, say, a tub or a bucket of water by them, and they'll just drop all their stencils in there so that the ink or the gel medium or gesso, whatever you're using, doesn't dry on your stencil. But I'm really just kind of using this one, so I'm just drying it up or cleaning it off on this paper towel and using some water to clean it. And if you catch it quick, it comes off really, really easily. So now I'm going to dry it. And now I'm looking at my page, seeing if there's anything else I want to do. And I'm looking around at the supplies I have in front of me. And I noticed my washi tape. And this is some new washi tape I picked up. And this is from Stationery Pal as well. And it was on sale. And these colors, I forget the name of the box. I'll have to write that down below. But the greens in here are really nice, greens and blues. So I pick out one that I think will be nice with this. I'm looking at the background, trying to decide if there's maybe something more I want to add. I'm looking at the stencils that I have, trying to see if one of the stencils might work on the page. And I don't really find anything that wows me. I'm thinking maybe the stars, but that just didn't do it. So I think about, well, why don't I just add a little bit of paint accents? And so I have this red paint. It's called Postbox Red, and it's another Dilutions paint. And I decide I'm going to use that and put some just paint splotches on the page. And this red is pretty bright. I was trying to tie in and mimic with the rose color of the flowers on there. But this red is pretty bright. And so I had some black gesso. So I'm mixing those two together to tone down the red. And I just keep adding a little bit more red and a little bit more black until I get it to a consistency that I like. And then I just take a paintbrush and I add some paint. And again, I'm using the rule of three, and I put kind of a bigger painted area up in the top. And then I'm going to add a couple more on the page. And I really like how this is looking, and it just kind of, and I liked the page as a scrapbook paper. I thought the left hand side was very pretty, but then that white space, there was just so much white space. And so I think that adding this paint, um, both the balmy storm color and then this red color over onto the white side, on the right, kind of makes it more of a cohesive page in total. And again, and then with the blue and green on the piece of paper, and then the pink from the other cardstock paper, I feel like it makes it more of a complete and cohesive page. And I'm just kind of randomly picking the three spots. Um, I thought about putting this one that it's kind of on the left hand edge of the paper down a little bit lower. In retrospect, I might have gone a little bit lower, but I don't hate it like this.
Please remember to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate it.
So I took a lot of the excess leftover paint and painted a tag, and then I also did a stencil on this tag with that bird stencil, and I love how this tag came out. Don't want to waste all that paint, right? And so my intention of making that top red paint feature a little bit bigger was I was planning on putting a stamp on top of it. So I have these bird stamps, and I think they are Dina Weekly bird stamps, but I'm not 100% sure. And again, I'm using that black suit color, and having it, so the black, I tested it out on a scrap piece of paper. I wanted to make sure it showed up on the red, and but I didn't want it to be too pronounced, and I think it turned out perfectly. I really like the look. You see it, but it's not out there in your face. So I think that turned out nicely. And then here I was showing you I was cleaning the extra ink off my stamp. I try to clean them. I do probably 50-50. And I think at this point I'm finally ready to glue these two pieces of paper down and get that kind of settled. So I'm gluing that one completely down, and then the next one I'm actually just going to glue it down as a pocket so that I can put a tag down in there. And I'm using my Scotch Create glue stick. I really like that glue stick. I picked up that tip from the Paper Outpost. She uses that glue stick, so I highly recommend it. And then here I am using my reptile glue, and I've put it into these tiny little bottles so I can get a more precision tip. And again, just going around three of the edges, so that this can be a pocket. And I really am, I really like how this page is turning out. I've been hankering to play with my paints again, and doing some background work on some pages, and I usually do that either in an art journal or just on individual pieces of paper, not in a journal. But I really needed to get some journaling done. So I'm really excited how I decided to incorporate it in here, because I love how it's turning out. And oh, I think it's so pretty. And so here I'm just picking up that washi tape. There's the name of the washi tape. Um, and again, I'm going to just put a couple accents down there just to add a little something extra to the page. And I'm following the rule of three again. So I put a couple pieces down in the bottom right hand corner of the page, and then I add one up in the top left hand corner of the page. Again, just very subtle, kind of blends and coordinates with the page. Just doing some rearranging of the washi tape, different direction, give it some directional interest. I want to build on the layering, and so I look through my stash of stickers, and I believe these were from your Creative Studios. Oh, no, 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 no. This is a washi tape sticker from Stationery Pal. And so I find one on the roll that I think will go nicely on this page. It has a clock on it, and I add a little extra glue to the back of it just so it will stay securely on the page. And I went back to my stamps and pulled out a small little butterfly stamp and decided to stamp that on a couple different spots. So I'm putting it over the red there, and then down in the bottom right cluster, and kind of over on the left hand side of the page. Again, just adding those layers, just it kind of, I don't know, adds a little extra something. And plus, it's fun. So I really am enjoying this. I know I keep saying that, but it's been a fun page to work on for sure. So you can see the little butterfly stamps there. Subtle, but it adds a nice little touch. Next, I took a piece of scrap paper and tore around that, and I'm going to ink it up and use that to put the date and the day that I am journaling about on there. And this pink piece of paper is just from an old 6 by 8 scrapbook paper pad, and the color is really, really pretty. So I'm just putting the date on there. Sorry about hitting the camera, y'all. And I'm going to glue that in the upper right hand corner, and trying to have some semi-neat handwriting here. So I just glue that down up there in the corner, and all I need left to do is to do some journaling. And so trying to figure out what tag I want to use to put in that little pocket. So these are the ones that I had picked out from that box earlier and set aside. So just trying to decide which one I want to go with. And I like this one because you have the little second butterfly poking out there. So that is the winner. So I'll do my journaling off the off camera, and I'm thinking I need just a little something extra in that bottom right hand corner. So I'm trying to look for something that I might like. I went back into my stash from my Creative Studios and found this little sticker, faux stamp sticker, and thought it would look good down here in the bottom. So once I got the sticky part off, I inked it up and then put it down there in the corner. And I think I call this done. So let me know what you all think of this page. I really like how it turned out. It's just so pretty. I feel it's a very cohesive page now. I really like it. I like it a lot. And then quickly, I just wanted to show you another page I did the day before. And here I was using those same little pieces of paper from Stationery Pal and that other pack I used on the page I did today. And this was just a neat little blocking technique. And so, just wanted to kind of show you you don't have to do complicated pages all the time. So this page here took me no time at all. I just picked out some colors I thought coordinated well, added some washi tape, added a tag, added a scrap piece of paper for my journaling. All right, so thank you all so much for coming along with me, and I will see you all on the next video. Remember to hit that like button and leave a comment down below, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye for now.